Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Recovery Lab TV. My name is Chris. I'm your coach and sports therapist, and welcome to our Friday lower body prehab session. Okay, so for those who are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, become a part of our amazing community. Say hello in the comment section. It's nice to see some names, some faces, and a happy Friday. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're all okay. Hope you've had an amazing week so far and a good morning so far. So, Prehab, what is it? It is all about corrective exercise, okay? So if you have any injuries or weaknesses, niggles, imbalances, generally all of us do, okay? No matter how perfect we are, we all can work on those little things, okay? So more hip stability, more ankle stability, more stability on our knees to stop ourselves getting injured. If we love running or do any sports involving the lower body, which is generally most of them, then we can benefit from this class, okay? So, good morning, welcome. Hope you're all okay. Good morning, Bri. Good morning, Genevieve. How you doing? Hope you've had a lovely week so far. And well done to everyone who's done every session so far. It's been a tough one this week, and you've done amazing. So things you're gonna need, okay, for this session is one, your mats, exercise mats, yoga mats, okay. Possibly a little band like this if you have one, okay. A little band like this if you have one, okay. It's those little bands you wrap around your legs, just like so. Little yoga block, okay, or a object that you can draw your feet up and over, just like that. And some sort of balance pad, whether it's an AirX pad like this, whether it's a stack of cushions or pillows, or whether it's something like this little wobble cushion, just like this one, okay. So if you don't have anything, do not worry. You can do every single exercise today with your body, so don't dismiss it. Don't just leave and walk away. You can still benefit from all these exercises, okay. Just let me know in the comment section, and then I can offer alternatives. If I don't know, then naturally I'm going to assume that you're all okay. All right, so don't worry about anything and just be a part of it, okay? Made another one, mate. Whee! Well done, buddy. So, whipping it back. Just like so, okay? You're going to go in a lovely little box shape. You're going to draw one leg up, okay? Right now is all about helping that mobility in that side, okay? So that back knee is down. You've got it just nice and gently there. You're going to bend your arm, slide your elbow down as much as you can, tap the floor or get as close to it as possible, and then you're going to rotate up, okay? So it's there, sliding down as deep as possible, coming up just like so. Some of you are going to feel incredibly tight. If you did last night's watt bike session, your hamstrings are probably killing. I know mine are, so I feel for you. But at the same time, this is going to be really beneficial for us. Right, so just keep that in mind as you push yourself. Oh. Good. A couple more. Good. Swapping sides. Nice and gently. Now just be aware that your flexibility might not be the same on both sides, okay? So take your time with it. Don't just drop down just because you could think you are 100%, all right? So little bend, nice and steady, sliding down. Oh. Feels intense. Not gonna lie. There we go. Good, so big deep breaths, nice and gentle. That's it. Big deep breaths. A couple more. Nice gentle rotation. Good job. Well done. Okay, from there, what you're going to do is nice and gently lay on your back. Okay, your arms are going to come up into a T shape. Okay, you're going to come up. You're going to drop down to the side as best as you can. Come back up, back down. Lift up the opposite leg. Out to the side as best as you can. Get that good stretch in. Draw back up and alternate. Okay. Good, one more. Good, okay. From there, what you're gonna do is you may want a little cushion for your knee. You're gonna raise your leg up onto an object, draw forward, place your hands on your hips. It's already gonna be a little bit of tension here. Okay, you're gonna draw forward into that position and back, okay? Each time, taking it to a straight shin on this leg, drawing your elbows back as much as you can, working on the flexibility of your quads, your hip flexors. Just like so, increasing it nice and steady. Good. There we go. So last one, and swap sides. Good. So gently swap the sides. Good, nice and easy. Big draw forward. For a lot of us, including myself, are going to feel a lot of tension here. Okay, if you've been working hard all week, it's going to be sore. If you've got a sit-down job, it's going to be sore, especially our hip flexors. Okay, so by tucking your hips under, you're going to hit your hip flexors. All right, just because you can feel it in your mid-quad doesn't necessarily mean it's working your hip flexors. If you've got sore lower backs, you want to hit those hip flexors because a few of those muscles come through the hip and connect to the lower back and the spine. Okay, so it's really important that you work those hip flexors, which is something that we're going to target today. All right, so just be aware that a lot of lower back pain and discomfort and weakness is due to tight hip flexors through the other side of the body. All right, how many of you are aware of that? So last one. Good. Now, from there, what you're going to do, you're going to grab your mini bands, okay? So I like the white little band here. How am I doing? Side view of that stretch. Which one? So side view of this stretch. Okay, so it's there. This hand is nice and flat. This hand's bent, and you're sliding down as deep as you can, tapping and shooting up. There's also another version you can do with a fully extended leg, and it works it a little bit harder, especially on the back leg and the hip. Okay, so you slide down together, tap, and shoot up like that. Takes a little bit more strength in the palm, okay? And what it does, it opens up the hip flexors on this side a little bit more. All right, so I hope that helps. So, drawing the foot up to here, nice and tight, like so, okay? Now, what you're gonna do is, to begin with, you're going to lean up against an object, all right? Your shoulder blades are going to be on that object, so it's a bench, a chair, sofa, a bed, whatever you are, okay, and whatever you have. If you don't, then naturally use the floor, it's completely fine, okay? So you've got a shoulder width gap, little V shape, going towards your hips, okay? Your hands are on your chest. You're going to draw up, so you've got a straight line from your knee all the way through to your shoulder. You're relaxing your head, and you're coming back down. Tapping the floor, shooting up, okay? If you're ready, let's go. Sit, big squeeze at the top. Get those hips engaged, squeeze those glutes. Really gonna make a difference. And maximize as much as you possibly can. Sit, 2 more. Good, from there, you're gonna shuffle this way. You're gonna lower your lower back. You're gonna squeeze that lower back in the floor whilst you keep your hips and knees in line and then ankles in line, okay? Now it's really important that you relax your head for 1, draw your shoulders down, hold your arms so you know that they're engaged. You're gonna draw down, keeping the knee bend, heel on the floor, draw up. Opposite side, down, draw up. Now this is gonna challenge those hip flexors, it's also gonna challenge those lower backs. So really engage them and keep them as tight as you can, okay? Good. Keep it up. Good, final 2. Good job. From there, take the legs nice and straight, okay? You're gonna tuck your toes up. You're gonna keep your lower back pinned to the floor, okay? Your bum is pinned to the floor. The knees, however, are off the floor. Don't know if you can see that, right? It's tucked up, okay? You're gonna draw up as tall as you can, keeping as straight as you can, okay? Don't want any bend in the knee. Just like so. Glue that lower back down. Really brace that trunk as best as you can. Good, 2 more. Good job, well done. Shake it up, grab yourself a little drink if you need it. If not, come back to your bench, if you will. Set yourself up. So feet in line with the shoulder, knees in line with the shoulder, okay? Gently rest, you've got 10 seconds. Hope you're doing well so far, okay? Take your time, nice and gentle as you're doing it, all right? You ready? Going in 3, hands across your chest, 2, 1. Big drive back, get that straight line, okay? Good, 2 more. Good. Coming back to the floor. Again, gluing that lower back down is really important. If you're struggling, put something underneath your back that you can pull, like the red band, okay, and trap it, pull it, okay, and if it starts slipping, you know your lower back's curving, okay? If not, just squeeze it there, hold your abs in place, check your toes up, and let's go. Two more. Good. Nice and stretched. Glue the lower back down. Trap it as much as you can. Take your toes up, straighten your legs, stiffen them up as much as you can. Big draw in. Keeping it as straight as you can. Both legs. Doing great. Keep it going, guys. You're doing amazing. Couple more. Final one. Good job done. Shaking it out. Nice and loose. Whipping your bands off. Let me know how you're doing in that comment section. How did you find those exercises? That's the one. Okay, it was really good. Really, really good. Okay. Some of you are going to find it super tough. Some of you are going to feel it on your lower back just as much as your hip flexors, your quads, potentially your arms even. Okay. So just be aware of that. Now, if you can, grab yourself a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, just get yourself something that you can lift your leg over that is sturdy, whether that's a water bottle, obviously with a cap on, just in case you kick it, whether it's a cup that's not going to break, or whether it's just any old object, whether it's a weight, a kettlebell, dumbbell, you name it, just stick something in the way, and I'll make it pretty clear what we're going to do. Okay, so you're going to sit up as tall as you possibly can. You're going to use your hands to help push your chest up. Okay, your object is obviously going to be in the way of you. You're going to come over that side. Okay, and just like so, pushing your chest up, you're going to lift up, you're going to draw over, come over there. Okay, come up, come over, come there. Keeping your toes tucked up. Some of you, like myself, if you have tight hamstrings, by doing so, you're going to feel your hamstrings and potentially your calf pulling just as you tuck those toes up. As you draw up there, okay, it's going to lengthen the hamstring, which is going to make you want to bow your back. Okay, if you start rounding your back, yes, your leg can go up higher, okay, but you're sacrificing and compromising your spine, all right, which is what we don't want. We want to work those hip flexors. We want to be up as tall as we can and really challenge it. Same with if you're bending your knee and lifting it up and over. Yes, you can do it, but it kind of goes against what we're trying to do as a whole, okay? So gently get yourself ready. If you can get it up really tall and come over, right, naturally, make this object a little higher. If you've got to have a little Tower of Pisa going in front of you, then by all means do so, okay? So big deep breath, toes up if you can, proud chest, lifting up as tall as you can, nice straight lines, okay? Imagine you're making a little box over your object, okay? Good. Almost there. Keep going. Good, 2 more. Good, and back. Good. From there, jump into that stretch again, where you are drawing forward and just gently, dynamically draw forward into that straight shin and back, okay? So it's a nice little pulse, if you will, where you're kind of slowly going into that stretch. Try and open up your toes, okay? So separate your toes and the front leg, all right? The more you open up those toes and help realign the toes, okay? Because depending on the shoes that we wear will depend on how crushed our feet are, okay? So look into correcting those. Wider base shoes are always going to be better for you. Barefoot type shoes are going to be good for you. Now, obviously, you're going to be in stages of foot health in regards to that. So going from a severely padded shoe to nothing at all, obviously takes a bit of time and a bit of hard work. All right. So don't just go out and buy a barefoot shoe just because I said use a kind of common sense approach with it. This type of stuff, all these exercise classes, all right, I always do barefoot because they're going to help strengthen your feet at the same time. Okay. That's it. From there, swap sides. But if any of you guys do want to do barefoot running or live a barefoot lifestyle, okay, barefoot shoes and stuff, let me know on a personal note because I can help you transition into that. So that's exactly what I did. You know. So big draw, try and loosen up those hip flexors, loosen up those quads. All right. Nice and steady. Good, a couple more. Final one. Good, shake it out. Okay, so now what you're gonna do, if you have a sofa like mine, okay, you're gonna sit up against that sofa and pretty much that is gonna be your brick wall. If you don't have a sofa, okay, but you have exactly that, a brick wall, okay, grab yourself that wall, okay, your hips are trying to go right up against it, okay, so your back is nice and straight, okay, and if you're like me, just by doing so, my tightness of my hamstrings, I'll push my sofa back, okay, so just be aware of that. What you're going to try and do is if you do have a sofa like this, you're going to open up your chest by bringing your arms behind you, okay, and that's going to help you keep your spine nice and straight, okay. Now, naturally, because your back is right up against something, it's going to be a lot harder to lift up and draw over as you come through. Now, last time I was getting it up here, okay, now I'm pretty much getting it down there, just like so, right? So just be aware of that, okay? So proud chest, back, right up against that object, that wall, okay? Lift up, transfer over, and let's go. Try to keep as straight as you can by using those arms as a guide. Should feel relatively tough as you're doing so, okay? Some of you, if you can't get over your object, just lift and hold, go across the floor as much as you can, as wide as you can, all right? So there's always a version you can do, okay? If you have to remove the object, then by all means do so. If this is still super easy, absolutely amazing, okay? Make sure your object's absolutely massive. So if you have to put your knee on your face, by all means do so, okay? That's it. So big drive up, draw across, Just like so, lifting up, tall as you can, doing amazing. Notice that you're not slipping back and sliding down. If you feel like it's getting easier, it's because you're cheating. All right? Good. One more. Good. Shake it out. Okay. Go back into that stretch for me. Once you go barefoot carefully, you never go back. Exactly. Exactly. It changes your whole outlook on your foot health. I used to get a few little niggles and injuries, especially after I got knocked off my bike by a car. Okay, struggled massively with this knee. Invested in barefoot running, all this prehab stuff. That's when I really got into it. I was learning a lot about it through university and started practicing what I preached, and then literally changed my life and has allowed me to run ultramarathons, run world records, run today's challenge. If you guys haven't seen my Instagram or my Facebook post, check that out after this. But it's all these little things that have allowed me to do because of barefoot running. I tried to do a challenge before running in a pair of Nike free runs because I was a big fan of Nike free runs before this. Ended up with 16 blisters doing that challenge. When I broke the world record for the most half marathons last year in May, I had 2, and did like 3 or 4 times more running. Good. Swap the sides. So yeah, if any of you want to know a little bit more about that, let me know. We can have a conversation after. Good. So big draw with the hip, all right? Make sure you're tucking your bum underneath. Be able to squeeze the bum. And that way you're going to engage that hip flexor, which always feels lovely. Good. Big deep breath. Ooh. Set nice and steady, nice and easy. Good. Shake it out. Okay, so this next one, moving on, evolving as we always do. Okay, you're going to come away from your sofa again. Okay, and this time you're going to use it trying to keep your back straight. Now, be aware that you're going to slightly round, okay? It's inevitable if you are really struggling. Naturally, I'm not a big fan of it, but if you need to drop down, it'll still work your hip flexors. However, it's going to be a little bit more abs than hip flexors. If you sit up tighter, kind of takes a little bit more of the abs out of it, makes it a little bit harder. And just sitting up tight, drawing over, like so. Now, if this is out of your capability at the moment, don't be discouraged, okay? Just stick to the one leg over and that, because that's literally how I started, all right? So don't be discouraged, build up into it, okay? And you will get there, I promise you. You just have to be patient, kind to yourself, and build yourself up instead of beating yourself up, okay? I'm a big believer in that. Speak kindness into yourself, you'll achieve way more than if you hammer yourself with negativity. It doesn't serve you. Remove it out of your life. Okay? So it's going to be 2 legs. Your legs are going to be tucked up. Your arms are going to be as straight as you possibly can. If you need to bend them ever so slightly, but keep your spine straight, okay? It's going to go from there to up, coming over there. And you're using your hands to help rotate your hip like you're on a little swivel plate. Rotating, coming there. So it's up, slight rotation, tall as you can, but keep those toes tucked up. So you're working your hip flexors as best as you can. Like I said, I got slight lean back just because One, I'm not strong enough to put it point blank, okay? But I can feel it. So that's all that matters. All right, my spine is straight. Yes, I'm bending backwards slightly, but it allows me to build, and then eventually my spine will be straight and I'll be sitting up taller as I develop that gymnastic aesthetic. Good. 2 more. Wowza. Okay, so little stretch this time. You're going to be on your knees. You're going to draw your hips forward, lengthening your abs at the same time. Draw your hip down. How are we feeling so far, guys? We okay? Let me know in that comment section how you're doing. Any feedback, any tips, tricks, guys, things that you're experiencing. Let me know and I can add to it. Maybe you can teach me something, you know? All learn from each other. I'll never say that I know everything, so don't ever expect it. So this time, again, you're gonna work as hard as you can up against the sofa or your wall, okay? Now, naturally, if you had to lean back like I did, okay, my hip is now gonna be about a foot away from my object, my sofa, my wall, okay, in order for me to work very hard, okay, and you will, getting both legs up and over your object. Now ensure that your shoulders are back, ensure that your chest is proud, and ensure that spine is straight regardless of how far back you are, okay? Because without that straight spine, you're just rounding and you're compromising your lower back when we're trying to strengthen the lower back through strengthening the hips, okay? They work in tandem, okay? So you've got that object in front of you. Leaning back ever so slightly. There, okay. Move over ever so slightly. Best effort. Now, if this is way too hard, regress backwards, okay? Take a step backwards, go to the level you were just trying. It's going to be just as hard again, okay? Because you're tired, and you're going to be able to achieve it, all right? So, which is going to help give you confidence. So, big deep breaths, big drive up, little lift. Oh, there we go. That's different. Naturally, if you need to go to 1 foot, use 1 foot because it's hard. Keeping it polite. Two more. Good. From there, spin around. Again, go into that draw down. Oh, I don't know about you, but I'm out sweating. That was good. Really good effort, guys. Doing amazing so far. Keep it up. Keep it going. Okay, the next one. You're going to need your little mini band again, or your big red band, depending on what you have to your availability. Okay, you're going to get rid of this nasty piece. Okay, and if you have some sort of balance cushion, whether it's an Airex pad, whether it's a little wobble cushion, couple of towels, couple of pillows, okay? House towels are really good, like kind of beach towels. If you fold 2 of them up, pretty much you've got a cheap alternative to an Airex pad, because these can be expensive depending on the brand you buy, okay? So, and then the other object you're going to need is this strap again. How are we doing so far? Super tough, isn't it? Super tough. Really tight hip flexors. Yeah. So the last one is like insane. So don't be disheartened if you aren't there yet. It took me a long, long time to be able to even do the 2 legs up, you know, and then it's just consistent practice. So a lot of the things we do, as you know, we'll revisit on a regular basis. okay? And then I'll feed in different things and new things at a time just to keep the imagination and yourselves coming back, all right? So this one, pretty much like we did earlier, okay, where we are driving up. This time you're going to put your feet together. You're going to come up nice and tall. And then from there, you're going to drive up one leg and hold that position whilst you do so, okay? All right, you're trying to keep your hips up as tall as you can. You've got that lovely straight line from your shoulders all the way to the knee. And you've got that right angle with this knee directly above the hip, okay? And the shin lovely and straight, okay? I don't want to see this, okay? I want to see that drive up there. So effectively, you're in, and this is where the transfer comes from, right? You're in that position, ready for that lunge. So those who struggle with the split squat or a lunge, it's because those hip flexors, from there you're driving up and engaging the pelvis as you lift yourself up with your legs, okay? A lot of us rely on our knees and our joints for those exercises and drawing forward like that, okay? This is going to really help this, and it's going to transfer. You're looking for shape recognition, and this is where you're going to get it, okay? So feet together, shoulders on object, shoulder blades on object, driving up as tall as you can. Go to 3, 2, 1, big lift. Keep that right angle on both sides. You're going to work that lower back like you wouldn't believe. So big squeeze, squeeze your bum, work your hamstring. You're doing amazing. Oh my God. Halfway. Big deep breaths. You're going to swap sides and go straight in, okay? In 3, 2, 1. Swap legs. Straight in, guys. Let's go. That's it. Phenomenal effort. Keep it there. Halfway. Working really hard to keep that straight line, guys. I know you're going to be tired. Keep it up. 5 seconds. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Shake it up. Lengthen the legs. Give them a little wiggle. Oh my gosh. Really good. Really, really good. Okay. So you've got one more round like this. Okay. This time, however, you're going to use your strap. Okay. It's going to be a toughie. Right. It's going to be there on that, but this time it's more dynamic. So keep resting for now. You're going to have your feet together. You're going to come up. You're going to drive up as tall as you can and back down. Like so, and back down. Okay. In some respects, it's going to be a little easier because you're not holding. In other respects, it's going to be a little harder because you're going to want to crunch as you draw that knee in. Okay. You need to remove that and draw up as you draw in. Okay. All right. So you're kind of separating the body parts. So one job is keeping your spine straight. The other job is drawing in from the hip, not the mid back as you crunch in and using those abs, okay? Those abs, you're trying to keep it in one solid state, like you would if you were holding a plank, okay? So you're doing amazing. This is going to be our last exercise of the day, and then we're going to stretch, thankfully. Okay, so you've done amazing so far, so keep it up, keep it going. It's the last one to push through, okay? You ready? We're in 3, 2, hips up, let's go. Sticking to the one side first. Up with power, drive with conviction. There we go. 2 more. Keep those hips up, come on. Good, swap your legs. There we go, we got it. 2 more. Good. Shake it out. Slide the bands off. Apologize to your hamstrings. Wow. Amazing effort, guys. Honestly, really, really good. So, big deep breaths. Take your knees out nice and wide. Flatten your feet if you can. If you get cramp easily in the arches of your feet, I recommend you do that as you sink back down as opposed to flattening those feet, okay? Because what you'll find, they're more than likely cramp, okay? So, big deep breaths, arms forward, big sink into your hips as much as you can, and breathe in for the nose, out through the mouth, nice and steady. It's going to take you out that fight-flight system into your parasympathetic system and relax you a little bit quicker and a little bit easier. Phenomenal, guys. Good. Gently coming up and over. From there, stretch one arm up, holding on to one leg, nice and gentle. And if you can, try and lift up that knee ever so slightly off the floor. Good. Swap the sides. Good. Gently coming up like you did at the start. Drawing forward, holding that position. Going to drop down the outside arm, and then from there, rotate around. Big deep breaths. Just like so. Perfect job. Good. From there, coming back around, keeping that front leg there. If you can, you're going to lean back. You're going to hold onto your toes. Stretch out that hamstring as much as you can. Absolutely amazing effort today, guys. Honestly, really, really good. Hope you enjoyed it. You did amazing. Don't forget, give some feedback if you want. Let me know how you're doing and how you found it. Swapping legs. Hands as flat as you can. Outside arm down. Elbow in line with heel. Drawing around. Big deep breaths. Nice and easy. Good job. Good. From there, coming up, leaning back. Whoa. Good. So bring your feet together, arms around your back, proud chest. Phenomenal effort today, guys. Honestly, really, really good. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Give yourself a round of applause, because you deserve it. A lot of different exercises, a lot of tough exercises, things that we don't typically do in a normal training session. But it's those things that are going to help bulletproof you from those injuries. It's going to help give you not only stronger legs, a more stable hip, but also a less painful back, okay? So if you struggle with your back and the health of your spine, it's going to be really, really beneficial, right? So have an amazing day. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hope you have an amazing Friday. Have a lovely, lovely weekend, whatever you get up to. And don't forget to head over to my Instagram account and check out the challenge that I'm going to be doing over the next 24 hours. All right. Have an amazing day. You take care, and I shall see you later on. Have a good one.